Hi everybody, Chris here. So we're going to do an update video on my hobby room. Last year, Labor Day, if you remember, I did about half the room and I did some progress videos. This year I just did it, the other half, and we'll just go through an entire walkthrough of the whole room. So this shelf was up last year. Not all the builds were on it. The Post-Apocalypse RV. This is the Hasegawa, I think. Yeah, Hasegawa. Voyager probe. I'm trying to get where the light isn't glaring off of it. Anyway, that Kenny Conklin gave me for my birthday last year. This is the farm truck for the www.com build. And the Blackbird that I built last year, it's hanging off that shelf right above my computer. It's really kind of cool to look at. This new computer, well, this computer was new last year, and it's what facilitated the first part of building. So this desk here is 24 inches wide and 7 foot long, and I just finished the top with polyacrylic sealer instead of painting it. Come down here, we got the Anycubic M5S. This is new this year. It replaced a Photon S. Quite a bit of difference in those two printers. This one's considerably larger, a lot more resolution. So my original wash and clean, some of my assorted items, acrylic mat that came with the printer that has not flattened itself out yet today. So this set of shelves here I put up last year. These are some of my armor builds. Sherman, the Achilles, which was last year's military group build, Deuce and a Half, an older Sherman, and an old M10. Up here are some Halloween builds that I've done. Get up here, the Wicked Witch is an old Boyd build, and so is the Headless Horseman. I believe that was a Boyd build. The Phantom of the Opera is this year's Halloween group build, and I won it on last year's Halloween giveaway on HobbyLink International. So still got this shelf above the door that was there last year. This building and stuff was there last year. Okay, so here's the second thing that required me to start this project last year, and I never got this on the video, but this is the Pace Enterprises 24-inch Super Mini spray booth. And this thing cost me a pretty penny, but it's been well worth it. It's a great booth. It's big. It's well built and stuff. It's quiet. You know, actually the compressor makes more noise, and the compressor is pretty quiet. So, but I bought this one because it's got these slanted sides on it, and it's open, and so when I build my ships and stuff that are longer than 24 inches, I can like hang them out the side and stuff and move them around. And I sprayed clear out here to this edge, and it sucks it right in, no problem. So, brown paper, I laid brown paper, a couple strips of brown paper down to help keep the place clean. The compressor is a Spray Gunner no name brand Cool Tootie, and it's been an awesome compressor, so it works great. I would highly recommend one of them. Okay, so now on to some of the new stuff we've done. So these paint racks here, I'll get out to where I can get them all. These are acrylic fingernail polish racks, and if you've ever watched Barbados Rex, these are the ones that he uses. Get them off Amazon. They're 15 inches long, and there's 6 racks in a box for about $22 if I remember right. And so what you're looking at here is 2 sets. This is one set, two wide, and then this is one set that are 3 wide. And the reason that's that way is because I was originally going to go 2 wide all the way to the top, but I realized that would get too tall. So when I cleared the paint booth, I just went 3 wide. And that weird funky ass design screws with King Bob's OCD, so I like it, and I'm going to leave it that way just to mess with him. But there's 72, I think, bottles of paint in those racks, and you can see I've got plenty of room still. And if I ever need to, I can add another row or two. But I want to compress these because from here all the way up to right there, all that's an XF line, and there's quite a few that I don't have, but I don't really need either, so I'm going to compress those down. These are glosses, semi-glosses to here, and then these are clears, smoke, clear blues, reds, oranges, and then that's just X22 clear, and that's some Mr. Color paint. I'm going to compress all that stuff down because down here on the bench I've got these box sets, and I want to get them up on the racks and get them clear a little bit up here. Thinners and stuff. This green foam here is floral foam for fake flowers, making arrangements that you get from Walmart, and it was a dirt cheap block. And what I do is when I make painting details that get stuck to a skewer, I stick them in that block and the skewer just sticks right in, and it's a lot cheaper than buying that corrugated thing that looks like a cat scratch pad from the hobby shops that they sell. This is the ultrasonic cleaner I just acquired for cleaning my airbrushes and stuff. I haven't used it yet. The wife has used it several times for her stuff and she loves it. That's the manifold that I had last year for the airbrushes. I need to get an airbrush stand so I can get my airbrushes off the deal and just have them all. I've got enough hoses and stuff that I can plumb all that and have all three of the primary airbrushes I use ready to go at a whim. So we come to here. This is my hidden compartment from last year. This marks the end of last year's build. Okay, so this year, from here all the way down to there, all the way over there, is all fresh workbench build. I needed to get rid of the folding tables. They're good, cheap, fast way to get a workbench. Every one of them's got a hump in the middle, right where you want to work. And it's just a pain, and I was tired of it. It was time to go. So I built these. So the top is painted black. Okay, so most of you probably wonder, why did I paint it black? Well, it's a workbench. It's going to get dirty. It's going to get messed up. It's going to get paint on it and stuff. So once a year, I can pull everything off of it, roll a new coat of black on it, and it's as good as new. And, you know, I don't have to try and fix anything like I would over here. So that's why. This big shelf was up here last year. I shortened it to 6 inches. Super Sub is back on it. It needs a few little things done to finish it up. It just kind of got put up and never finished. There's the Viper that I built. Love that model. So these racks, when you get these racks, they have drywall anchors in them. And they're like the crappiest drywall anchor I've ever seen. So I may take all this down someday, put up a piece of 1/4-inch plywood, screw that to the studs, and then I can screw back through that plywood and I'll have something solid. And after I did that, I put these racks up for my weathering stuff. And I had this piece of 1x6 left over that was painted red, so I just touched it up and screwed those 2 racks to it and screwed it to the wall, and that's a much better solution. So that'll probably get done down there someday when I'm through this build, my PTSD. So you see that I put all these Hobby Zone modular system in. I bought 2 of these a year ago to test. They're awesome. They're heavy built. They work great. They're a really quality product. You have to assemble them. They come as a flat pack. They're expensive, and because of their weight, the shipping starts to add up. But it's worth it if you've got the money and the ability to put them together. Now, they're dirt simple to put together, but they take a long time because you've got to glue them, wait for glue to dry, glue some more stuff, wait for that to dry. So, except for the 2 that I had, it took me almost a week to put all these together. So, that's something to consider. You know, if you're going to do this, I'd recommend buying 2 or 3 at a time and not a whole bunch. So what we got, putties and stuff are down in here. Tapes are in here. This is a sprue rack. So you slide your sprues of the kit you're working into it. They stand up, and then your sprues aren't scattered all over your workspace and stuff. This rack is sanding and filing. Is all in that stack. And then this is instead of getting a paint rack with bottle holders, I just got ones that's like shelves. So that's all my glues. There's all my brushes and some of my pliers and nippers. Rest of this is tools, nippers, X-Actos, clamps, just different things in there. This rack is for small paints, for figure paints, and that'll probably get traversed over to there. And then there's some small washes. This rack here, you can see a couple bottles. Those are those Ab-Tulung, I think is how you say it. Yeah. Anyway, they're oil paints is what they are. And I got a couple of them because I wanted to try them, and I really like the way that works. So I bought this little insert and laid it in there horizontal. You can put it in that box, horizontal or vertical. I laid it in horizontal because I want to get more of those oils, and those little compartments are perfect size. So this box here is a display box. It probably seems like a waste of time, but it's got a little cover on it here. And what it's for is when I do like ship builds and stuff, and a lot of my builds, I'll have a sub-assembly that's all painted and all done up, and I'm always looking for a spot that's safe keeping to put it. Well, now I can put it in there, and not only is it safe, but it's closed off from dirt and stuff. So this has got some accessory items on it. This is a stack that's just got odds and ends in it. There's my colored weathering pencils are in there, and some other stuff. These big shelves down here got some painting sponges and stuff in them. Got some clamps and some toothpicks and Q-tips and all that stuff in there. And there's all my primers and varnishes. That's the way I've got it set up now. So this bench here is 24 inches wide. It's narrower than the tables, but all that extra width was more room to pile crap on. So this room from here down to there is about 15 foot long. It's just a little longer than that. And that is perfect because the room is 7 foot wide. It used to be a porch, and it's been enclosed, and it really wasn't good for nothing. So these narrower benches, these 24-inch benches, gives me just enough room to put my chair in there and get around it. There's some train stuff under the deal I need to get around. And then the closet, it's about 2.5 feet deep, and this side of the closet is where my stash is. And then my ships are on a shelf along the top, but I'm not going to open that. So we come around. TV is still where it was. I moved my soldering station over here because I just didn't use it that much, and I wanted to keep this area for those. And then my parts bin, I had 2 of these. I reduced everything down into 1. This bench from there to here is 5 foot long and 24 inches wide. The picture my son gave me, that fan is temporary. I'm going to get a wall mounted fan. So this is my mini fridge. It's actually a 6 cubic footer. I bought this from Home Depot. I built this little platform to match that step height so the door would swing open. So this wasn't much more expensive than like a 4.5 or 3 cubic foot one that you get, a quality one. But the wife and I talked about it, and our big fridge gets overflowed during the holidays, so we can use this for overflow. So that's pretty much it. I put, completely screwing around, I put some underglow under this main bench. Goes all the way around, and it's kind of on a slow change right now. It goes through like a blue spectrum. I built a shelf underneath that the cat likes to lay under and sleep. There's some accessory items. There's that kit that I need to get my button gear do. There's the old dot matrix, you can see it peeking out, and then there's that extra storage bin. So we'll step up and give the room a quick scan. I don't know how much this is actually going to do any good, but that's it. That's as good as it's going to look, probably, because I've got a couple more things I got to do. These legs need painted black, but that'll be just someday when I get the black paint back out. I'll come in and paint them real quick. And I'm probably going to put a shelf up there, or maybe a couple shelves for future display. Maybe one up in here somewhere for future display. That fan's going to get taken down eventually and become a wall mount fan. I'm going to put another shelf up there. I'm going to put another shelf up over here. And then this is going to become a bookshelf. I may add another shelf into it and stuff, but we'll see. Alright, so this has been about a 2-week project. I've had enough of it. I'm ready to start building again. So thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't like the video. Either way, I don't care. You watched it anyway. Have a good one.